imagine. And meteorologist Ed Duranzik is here now to tell us about some rain.
Yeah, wild and hairy rain once again. That wet stuff's on radar, and we'll take a look at that. And looks like it's promising to stick around for another day. Talk about it after this break.
Chrysler Plymouth dealers are competitive. Now you can get 3.7% financing or $1,000 cash back on LeBaron GTS Premium. Or get both the financing and $600 cash back on Plymouth Reliant. Looking for luxury? Get 3.7 or $1,000 cash back on Chrysler New Yorker. All with the Chrysler 7-year or 70,000-mile protection plan. Contact your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
Take advantage of the low finance rates and high rebates now at Bob Post Chrysler Plymouth Peugeot.
Okay, let's see what's on the multiple listing service.
When my dad started this business 30 years ago, he got a GTE phone system and the service that kept it going. Now we've opened 2 more offices, and our new phone systems include a data network and a paging system. My GTE account manager is there when needed, and the service people are still wonderful. We're delighted with our new phone system and with GTE.
Just when you thought you're going to get rid of the rain, it's back again. And we'll take a look at that on radar in just a short while. But here are the conditions for the area. Today, officially at the regional airport in Shreveport, high was 59. Same reading in Texarkana. 33 the low here locally, and 35 up in Texarkana. So far, no rain, but there's some on the way. Skies are cloudy, 50 degrees current outdoor reading. Humidity is 63%. Southeast wind 7 miles per hour. The barometer, it's rising this evening at 30.09 inches of mercury. Weather watchers showing Idabel, Oklahoma at 46 degrees. Debbie Dawson reported that current temperature. Jamestown, Louisiana, 48 degrees. That reading came from Mike Kirkham. Mike said his high today was 59, low was 31. Manny, Louisiana. S.C. Gentry reporting a 50-degree outdoor reading. S.C. said her high was 60, low was 38 this morning. And over in Overton, Texas, T.D. Higgs reports it's 49, and it looks a little misty out there, and I believe he's got rain at this hour. And T.D. said his high was 56 degrees and a chilly 30 this morning. Now we'll take a look at radar and see what's going on. You can see a wide band of area of showers and rain, some of it kind of light, running all the way from Lufkin. Looks like it's just getting into center Texas and all the way up to Longview, just into Marshall barely, and then up to Gilmer, right in that area. Mount Pleasant even reporting a little light shower at this hour. Most of this activity is heading east-northeast to northeast at 25 to 30 miles per hour. So you can see there's a lot still out there, even more to the south. Let's take a look at the satellite and show you all the cloudiness. Look at that. All over Texas, all over Louisiana, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Here's the storm system. You can see a little spin in the clouds right here. There's a low-pressure area that's beginning to develop, and it's going to head eastward. With it, it's already come in contact with this moisture from the Gulf, and look at all this rain now. At 6 o'clock, we saw little splotches here and there, but once this thing has gotten out a little further out of the Rockies, it's developing a little more, and as a consequence, rains are starting to develop quite rapidly across the area. Snow, fairly strong going on in the Rockies at this time. Some places, let's say around Lake Tahoe, if you're planning on a ski trip there, you're going to get 1 to 2 feet of snow, so welcome news to skiers. For us, this wet stuff is going to last at least 24 hours. We're already running above normal for rainfall as it is for this month. And what else is new? We're going to get some more. We'll talk more about the rain and the cool weather after this break.
Take some time out, relax, and spend the afternoon with us. Starting at 3, it's fun, it's informative, it's our magazine. And there's more at 4 when Judge Joseph A. Wapner presides over actual court cases. Then stay tuned for Trivial Pursuit with a twist in the all-new Jeopardy! Join us for our top lineup. It's just for you weekdays here on Television 3.
Readings overnight dropping into the 40s for a good portion of the Arklatex. If you're heading up towards northeast Arkansas, 30s are expected. See over here, even in California, temperature readings will be kind of cool. Here's the weather system that'll be developing in the Gulf of Mexico, a low-pressure area forming on a weak frontal system, spreading rain showers and a few thunderstorms in southern Louisiana. Major snowstorms swirling around up there in the Rockies, producing quite a bit of snowfall. Readings with that storm will be kind of chilly in the 20s, even down south. Look at how much that cool air is heading south or Southern California, usually sunny and kind of nice during this time of year, only managing to make it to about 60 or so for the high. So cool air is taking hold. With it, rain is on the increase and will continue to do so throughout tonight. 42 degrees the low. Tomorrow morning, you definitely need your umbrellas. Rain, showers, cool, 48 degrees by mid to late morning. During the afternoon, that's the showers. Rain and showers will start to decrease by the evening hour. Still stay cool, only 53 the high. The winds, southeast 8 to 12 with sunrise at 6:49 a.m., sun setting at 6:09 p.m. Wednesday, looks like we may see a little bit of sun, but not too much. Clouds sticking up again on Thursday with maybe some rain late Thursday night. Friday, more rain on Saturday. So we're in a wet cycle right now. Looks like again tomorrow, you'll probably need your umbrellas going to work and probably returning from work tomorrow afternoon, but rain basically throughout the day. Daytime high, get up to about 53 degrees.
I would think women could play most sports, all of them probably.
Yeah, this one awfully good. We're going to tell you about the legal battle being fought by a 15-year-old girl in Crowley, Louisiana. Stay with us.
$300 makes you the big winner for the show. Congratulations. Bonus round coming up.
Wheel of Fortune, the highest rated show and the biggest success story in the history of television.
Look at that. Well, you pick that up, put it in front of you. That $4,000 fill will be yours. $48 in prizes. She needed that. You told me you were driving a bicycle.
Watch contestants spin to win right here on Television 3 weeknights at 6:30.
The Sullivan.
Yes,
Not
tonight, no, not Ed. The annual Sullivan Award presented tonight to track star Jackie Joyner-Kersee, who set a women's world record in the heptathlon at last year's Goodwill Games in Moscow. The Amateur Athletic Union has presented the award each year since 1930 to the nation's top amateur athlete. A light schedule tonight in college basketball. Southwest Texas State took the measure of the Northwestern men tonight, 82-69. The Northwestern women winning over Southwest Texas State 94-70. Jackson State beat the Grambling men 60-56 at Grambling. The Grambling women defeated Jackson State 102-75. Kansas City Royals manager Dick Hauser resigned today, saying the job was simply too much for him while he battles a malignant brain tumor. Hauser became very fatigued at the Royal Spring Training Camp Saturday following a team workout. He says he's been pushing himself since the first operation to correct the problem, and he just can't continue. He'll be replaced as manager by recently hired third base coach Billy Gardner, the former manager of the Minnesota Twins. Hauser says he won't manage the Royals, but will continue to work for the club in some capacity. In high school baseball this afternoon, Captain Shreve defeated Loyola 8-5. And a 15-year-old freshman at a Crowley, Louisiana high school wants to be part of the school's baseball team, but this student is female, and now a legal battle is looming. We have a report from KATC-TV in Lafayette.
About 3.5 years ago, then sports director Lynn Thornton caught up with the Crowley Bronco League All-Stars as they prepared for district playoffs. Lynn focused on the first baseman with pigtails.
Meet Allison Habits, better known as Al or Allie to her teammates. Allison has been playing baseball since she was 6, and she has made the All-Star team each year. According to Oscar Johnson, head of the State Pony League Association, Allison is in a league by herself.
This is our first girl in pony baseball in Louisiana that we know of.
What about Allison? Pretty good ball player?
She's a fine little ball player. Not only baseball, but basketball. I think she'd play football if we'd let her.
Well, ever since I was little, I always had a ball in my hand, and my brothers and my daddy helped me play, and they practiced with me.
Now in 1987, Allison's father, Leonard, is suing the Louisiana High School Athletic Association over a rule that keeps Allison from playing with the Notre Dame boys baseball team. The family declined comment until after a hearing, but we talked to the Notre Dame baseball coach about Allison's ability and to her principal about academics.
She's as good a defensive first baseman as, I've seen as a freshman.
Would you like to maybe see her play with your team and maybe get the chance to do it?
Yeah, I'd like to see her come out. I'd like to see her have the chance to come out,
And I think it's rather interesting that she's only one of 3 freshmen who finished the semester with a perfect 4.0 average academically. I hear from the other students that she's also one of the freshmen that they all look up to as the leader.
LeBlanc, however, feels he's in a tough position in regards to the lawsuit.
as the principal of Notre Dame and part of the Louisiana High School Athletic Association, I have to be on one side of the fence, and as the principal for an individual student, I have feelings that stand on the other side of the fence, and I just hope that justice is done for the good of Allison and for the good of all high school students in Louisiana.
According to a Houston newspaper, Astros outfielder Jose Cruz is trade bait. The Houston Post reports Cruz is the subject of trade talks with the Minnesota Twins. The paper says the Twins want him as a right fielder or a designated hitter. Well, years ago, people were happy to simply get down the ski slopes on their feet, but that has changed. In Japan this weekend, acrobatic skiers were doing some pretty wild and crazy things. The trick is no longer to stay or land on your feet, but to look good while not doing so. The event also covers Mongol and ballet skiing. I don't know exactly what Mongol and ballet skiing.
Do you have to land on your feet?
Well, apparently not. I think you probably get style points and maybe a few extra points if you land on your feet, but if you're impressive enough, I think they would allow you to
land on your head.
You know what?
I could make it in a waterbed with wheels or something. Otherwise, forget that.
Stay away from that stuff. That's sports.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Chuck Woolery here.
Boy, this is going to be fun, huh?
Anything can happen on Love Connection.
We went to a fire station and changed. How did you feel about changing the fire station?
I liked it. There was a lot of cute firemen.
Sometimes it's funny.
I started jogging because I just had all this energy.
Sometimes it's romantic.
Well, Dan, would you like to go out with me again?
I would love it.
But it's always unpredictable.
You should have been there, Chuck. Maybe I should have.
On Love Connection.
We've all heard the saying, the eyes have it, but never quite in the context it was heard tonight.
No, indeed. More than 70 blinking beauties from around the Arklatex gathered tonight at a local night spot for a contest. And all the judges looked at were their eyes. In fact, the rest of their faces were veiled off, and they took the stage to the beat of Middle Eastern music. Erin Evans of Shreveport came out the big winner. She takes home several $1,000s in prizes.
And meteorologist Ed Duranzik, how would you have done in an eye contest?
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot? You wouldn't have placed very high, would you?
Not very.
What about the weather?
Al,
no, they're trying to get you in trouble. That's not true.
It looks like we're going to be having some wet stuff. In fact, in the next couple of hours, should start and last through tomorrow. 53 to high tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got to remind people, what do we got? Yeah, you're looking at my eyes. We've got to remind people of a show coming up.
Right, Viewpoint. It starts at 10:30 right after our newscast, goes till midnight. And MASH will be on again tomorrow night. Viewpoint's going to be talking about the miniseries America, so it should be pretty wild.
Got any Visine?
Yeah. I've got some back in the newsroom.
Thanks for watching.
Good night.